At this point, the whole world already knows Beyonce isn't just a performer, she's a global event, a cultural earthquake. And when Beyonce goes on tour, it's not just a concert, it's a once-in-a-generation spectacle that shuts down cities. If you're still doubting it, let me hit you with this real quick. Her Renaissance World Tour in 2023 didn't just break records, it obliterated them. It grossed over $579 million in gross revenue. Yeah, you heard that right, 579. But this isn't some boring countdown, this is a celebration, a high-speed joyride through the Queen's most successful tours. So get ready, because we're starting where it all truly took flight, when Beyonce went from solo artist to world-dominating force. The Beyonce Experience. The year is 2007, and Beyonce had already dropped 2 solo albums, but the Beyonce Experience was her first global solo tour. Like, this was her moment to prove she wasn't just another member of Destiny's Child, she was the main event. And oh, she delivered. We're talking 96 shows across 5 countries, with a gross of over $24.9 million. She hit cities like Tokyo, Sydney, Barcelona, and of course, absolutely shut it down in the US every night. People still talk about her vocals during Dangerously in Love, how she belted that song like her life depended on it. And the choreo? So crisp, so precise. You could tell she rehearsed every second of that show like it was the Super Bowl. And that B-Day medley was literal fire. If you've never seen her perform Got Me Bodied live from that era, do yourself a favor, go watch. The Beyonce Experience wasn't just her testing the waters, it was her planting the flag. Solo Beyonce has officially arrived. And guess what? She was just getting warmed up. Because 2 years later, she came back even bigger and bolder with a world tour that would turn her into a global icon. By 2009, Beyonce wasn't playing with us anymore. The I Am World Tour was her going full boss mode. Like if the Beyonce Experience said, "I've arrived," I Am was her yelling, "And now I run this." This was the moment she officially crossed over into untouchable territory, the kind of artist that shuts stadiums down. This tour was massive. It was over 108 shows in 32 countries, across 6 continents. She had the entire planet on lock. It grossed about $120 million, and that was just from ticket sales. Fans were buying merch like it was designer. T-shirts, programs, posters, anything. If it had Beyonce's face on it, it was leaving the venue in someone's tote bag. And beyond the numbers, it was the feeling that mattered. The way Beyonce connected with her audience on this tour was something else. She gave raw speeches mid-set about missing her family, about loving herself, about pushing through. One night, she's hitting every single note of Halo like an angel. The next, she's wiping tears off her face because the moment got too real. And don't forget the duality theme. The whole tour revolved around I Am versus Sasha Fierce, showing both her vulnerable and savage sides. The stage would literally shift energy, one half soft and elegant with ballads like Smash Into You, the other half exploding with Diva, Sweet Dreams, and of course that single ladies moment where the entire crowd would try and fail to nail the choreography in real time. This was also when we got that I Am World Tour documentary. Total game changer. It was Beyonce at her most personal, filming herself with a camcorder, flying alone, talking about stage fright, reflecting on her marriage. Fans saw her cry. They saw her laugh uncontrollably at random hotel moments. It made you feel like you weren't just watching a show, you were part of her orbit. By the time the final curtain dropped, Beyonce wasn't just the best performer of her generation. She had redefined what touring looked like. It wasn't just glitz and glam anymore, it was storytelling. It was emotion. It was cinematic. She wasn't out here chasing pop stardom, she was creating a blueprint. And just when we thought she couldn't get any more iconic, she called up Jay-Z, got in their private jet, and turned the next tour into one of the most beautiful power couple flexes the music world had ever seen. So picture this, Beyonce and Jay-Z hitting the road together, not just as 2 huge artists, but as a power couple flexing their empire. The On the Run tour was a wild mix of music and storytelling, and get this, they pulled in $109 million from only 21 shows. That's right, less than half the number of shows from her previous tours, and still racking up those crazy numbers. But beyond the money, this tour was about shutting down all those relationship rumors swirling at the time. The chemistry on stage was electric. They weren't just performing hits, they were narrating their story, their highs and lows, with a cinematic feel. The stage design was next level, and it was packed with sleek visuals, killer choreography, and moments that felt intimate even in stadium-sized arenas. Fans loved the mix of Jay-Z's sharp verses and Beyonce's powerhouse vocals, plus the way they played off each other's energy. It was like watching 2 legends owning their legacy together. Beyonce and Jay-Z showed the world how to make a power couple tour really work. But if you thought that was the peak, just wait, because Beyonce was about to blow it all away with the Formation World Tour. So the Formation World Tour happened in 2016, right after Beyonce released Lemonade. People were losing their minds over it, and the tour was like the live-action version of that album, but the energy turned up to the maximum. Every show was a mix of insane visuals, powerful political messages, and the kind of choreography that made you want to get up and dance like there's no tomorrow. Just so you know, this tour grossed over $256 million from just 49 shows. To put that in perspective, that's more than $5 million per show on average. And it wasn't just about the cash, she was selling out huge venues like Wembley Stadium. Fans still talk about moments like when she nailed Freedom with that army-inspired dance routine, or how the stage looked like a huge futuristic battleground that perfectly matched the themes of resilience and power. Plus, this was when Beyoncé really started bringing the visual album experience into the touring world because it wasn't just about music, but an immersive story. No surprise, the tour ended up being one of the highest grossing tours of 2016 and cemented her as an unstoppable force. But hold up, we're not done yet. After all that, Beyoncé and Jay-Z came back again, and trust me, the power levels were maxed out even more. Enter On the Run 2, the sequel nobody saw coming, but everyone needed. This tour grossed a whopping $253 million from just 48 shows. What made this tour so next level was that for starters, it followed their joint album Everything Is Love, so the chemistry was off the charts, and the production was insane. Think cinematic storytelling meets stadium spectacle. The stage design was wild, with massive screens, pyrotechnics, and costume changes that made you question how Beyoncé even had time to breathe. Fans loved how the couple mixed their individual hits with collabs, and the vibe was intimate but massive at the same time. It felt like you were witnessing a power couple flex on an international level, and the crowd was eating it up. Okay, so let's talk about the moment you've all been waiting for, the crown jewel, the historic masterpiece, the Renaissance World Tour of 2023. The Renaissance World Tour was on a level only Bey herself could operate on. This was Beyoncé not just performing, but literally rewriting the playbook for what a tour could be in 2023. The numbers alone were staggering. Over $579 million grossed from just 56 shows, making it one of the highest grossing tours ever. And get this, over 2.7 million fans showed up to witness the magic live. That means stadiums packed to the brim, night after night. But the Renaissance wasn't just about money or scale. It was another cultural moment. Beyoncé brought this incredible blend of sci-fi aesthetics, ballroom culture, and deep black cultural references into one insane experience. The stage design and visuals transported people to a whole other world. It was a futuristic party that still honored roots in history. And because it was Beyoncé, the dancing was flawless as always, and the vocals on point every single night. One of the coolest moments was her daughter Blue Ivy making a surprise appearance on stage, showing the world that the legacy isn't just Beyoncé's, it's a family affair. The crowd went absolutely wild every time Beyoncé hit those high notes or dropped into those iconic choreo moves, and social media exploded with clips, memes, and all the feels. The tour even inspired a concert film, capturing all the epic moments for fans who couldn't make it in person. And it wasn't just a party for fans. This tour boosted local economies wherever it went. Hotels, restaurants, merch stands, they were all getting a massive glow up thanks to Bey's unstoppable energy. So what's next? Well, after the monumental success of the Renaissance World Tour, Beyoncé embarked on her 10th concert tour, the Cowboy Carter Tour, earlier this year. This tour supports her 8th studio album, Cowboy Carter, and showcases her continued evolution as an artist. The tour commenced on April 28, 2025 at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, and is scheduled to conclude on July 26, 2025 at Allegiant Stadium in Paradise, Nevada, and it's already grossed over $98 million from the first 8 reported dates, with a total attendance of 360,399 fans. As Beyoncé continues to captivate audiences worldwide, the Cowboy Carter Tour stands as a powerful statement of her enduring influence and commitment to artist growth. So to all the Beehive out there, if you could attend just one of Beyoncé's iconic tours, which one would it be? Was it the groundbreaking Formation World Tour, the On the Run series, the Renaissance World Tour, or the Cowboy Carter Tour? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing hip-hop content.